Sometimes a week comes along in the sports world that just turns everything completely upside down. You know the kind, where the teams you thought were unbeatable suddenly aren't, where legends pop up in the most unexpected places, and where the actual rules of the game, well, they start to change right in front of your eyes. This past week was one of those weeks, and it all kicked off with a shocker nobody saw coming. So picture this, the World Baseball Classic. You've got Team Japan. These guys are the defending champions, a global powerhouse. Everybody, and I mean everybody, expected them to just cruise through this tournament. They walked onto the field as giants, and they walked off defeated. And to really get the scale of this, you have to understand the matchup. This wasn't just some team having an off day. This was David versus Goliath. Team Venezuela came into this thing with some seriously long odds, and they went up against a dynasty and won. It was one of those incredible moments that proves on any given day anything, and I mean anything, can happen. But while the baseball world was still trying to pick its jaw up off the floor, the chaos was not done. Nope, the shockwaves from that game actually jumped sports entirely and landed smack dab in the middle of a wrestling ring, because another legend was about to make a completely unexpected return. That's right, at AEW's Revolution event, Ronda Rousey shows up. Just like that. One of the biggest names and a true pioneer in combat sports history just walks out and makes her official debut in All Elite Wrestling. It was a huge move, and just another wild, unpredictable moment in a week full of them. Okay, so while new chapters were being written, let's jump back to the World Baseball Classic, because an entirely different kind of drama was unfolding, and it was the story of Team USA's wild ride, a journey that took them from the absolute brink of elimination to the brink of glory. Their tournament was nearly over before it even really began. They took this absolutely shocking loss to Italy, of all teams, and it pushed them right to the edge. Their manager, Mark DeRosa, straight up called it a huge wake-up call. For this roster packed with superstars, the message was clear. There were no more second chances. From that point on, every single game was win or go home. And their path to the final was just brutal. Right after that stunning loss, who do they have to face to stay alive? Just the Dominican Republic, another one of the tournament favorites. The pressure was insane. But somehow, they dug deep, they got the win, and they punched their ticket to the championship game. But of course, it wasn't that simple. It never is, right? The win that sent them to the final came down to the wire, and it ended on a super controversial strike 3 call that had the entire internet buzzing. Was it a strike? Was it a ball? People are still arguing about it, and it just added another layer of insane drama to their comeback story. So in the end, it wasn't just one thing that got them there. It was a whole series of these incredible, almost cinematic moments. You had a clutch go-ahead homer from Roman Anthony. You had Julio Rodriguez with an unbelievable home run robbery against Aaron Judge, a key inning-ending double play from Tyler Rogers, and then Mason Miller just shutting the door. It took heroics from everyone. So we've covered the wild drama of a team's journey. Now let's pivot to the brilliance of a single individual, and a moment that gave us all a fascinating glimpse into what the future of baseball might actually look like. Let's talk about the Detroit Tigers ace, Tarik Skubal. Now this guy is a 2-time Cy Young winner, and he was on the mound in spring training just dealing. Throwing absolute gas, topping out at a blistering 99.1 miles per hour. But believe it or not, the heat he was throwing wasn't the thing that made history that day. He made history using this, the new automated ball strike challenge system. So what is it? It's brand new tech that baseball is testing out that, for the first time ever, gives players the power to challenge an umpire's call on balls and strikes. And when they do, a machine gets the final say. And Skubal used it perfectly. Here's what happened. He throws a 96-mile-per-hour fastball on a 2-strike count. He thinks it's a perfect strike. The ump calls it a ball. But Skubal was so sure he just tapped his hat, initiating the first ever challenge by a pitcher. The call goes to the electronic eye, and boom, the system overturns the umpire. It's a strike. Batter's out. Skubal records a strikeout via technology, a historic first. So let's step back for a second. We have a massive upset, a dramatic comeback, and a pitcher using a robot to overrule an umpire. What does all of this mean? Why does any of this matter? Because, taken together, it's a snapshot of a brand new era in sports. The games we love are evolving right in front of us. Technology like the ABS challenge is changing rules that have been around for over a century. We have entirely new events popping up, like college basketball's new Crown Tournament, creating whole new championship stakes. And international contests, like the World Baseball Classic, are proving that the global talent pool is deeper and more competitive than ever. So this is way more than just one interesting week of sports news. It's a preview of what's coming. As technology gets smarter and the world gets more connected, the entire sports landscape is set for a massive transformation, which really makes you wonder, and I want to know what you think. With all these new rules, new tech, and new stars, which sport is headed for the biggest revolution?